DBSCG things.
What's up, Yuhp Gang? It's your boy Tyson, and welcome back to Yuhp DBSCG Things. And today we're bringing another very exciting deck profile, guys. This is going to be one that was 2-1 at our last two locals. This is Supreme Kai. But before we get into it, guys, I do want to remind you that I have a giveaway going on right now for a playset of these Goku. So make sure you go back to the video in which the giveaway is going on, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. With that being said, guys, if you guys want any custom mats and or sleeves, absolutely check out Promats, guys. This is the best place for your custom card needs. Links in the description as usual. And also on the screen now you can see that they are holding a monthly tournament via Discord at the second weekend of every single month with some great prizing here. You can come win some Promat mats, TCG middle leaders, and also some booster boxes. So with that being said, guys, if this is something you're interested in, go down to the links in the description below to go to this Discord and join it. With that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed this deck or my content in general, I'm going to hit all those buttons for me. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. And with that being said, guys, let's spin it around and dive in. Alrighty, you guys, and here we are with the deck. This is Supreme Kai, the deck that went 2-1 this week. Pretty solid deck, and I decided to go ahead and grab the profile because this deck has done a good showing. At least, I think it was 2-1 like 2 or 3 weeks in a row now. Yep. So, I absolutely wanted to grab the deck profile on that. So, go ahead and show us your deck profile and then talk about some of your matchups.
Hey guys, this is Kai. For my matchups, it was the Cell Expert deck for this week. It was the Cell Expert deck and the Metal Cooler, and then it was Blue Kaba.
Any experiences you want to talk about in any of those matchups? I know the Cell Expert deck had to be some type of pretty rough to deal with, having the blocker dormant and then just having to try to kill before turn 5.
Yeah, it's just basically just kill that deck until turn 5, and if you can't, you just shake the man's hand. You just ask him if he has Cell Xeno, and if he shows you, you just shake his hand and call a game. But other than that, it was pretty good. I just timed my removing his blocker right to because the effect is you pitch 2 from it and play it, so I synchronized it really good to make sure he only had 1 under it or none, so he couldn't play that effect. And then that just got me the game. But other than that,
getting rid of them Cell Xeno targets basically.
Yeah, and then I've been playing this deck a lot. Blue is a really tough matchup with this, just trying to overwhelm, and then if they just God Seal it, it just shuts down your whole deck and your unison play. But enough of that, we'll get through the deck. So, Kai, on attack, you burst 3, draw 1, and then on the awaken, if you have 8 more in your warp, you can awaken, draw 2, and then rip yourself down to 6.
And that happens pretty quickly in this deck, doesn't it? It's like turn 1 or 2 turn if you really need to.
Yeah, you can. I've got this off. Turn 1 to turn 2 almost every time. Latest I got is turn 3 if I'm just not seeing everything, if I want to see if I'm just have a lot of big overwhelmers. But on the awaken side, when you overwhelm, you get to draw a card and then move from the warp to the drop, 3 battle cards from the warp to the drop. And then you have an activate main. You for 1 black, you choose 1 card in your hand, and then you can play a unison with 9,000 power or less, I'm pretty sure. Yep, or 9,000 power or more from your drop or warp. And yeah, that's yep. So yeah, I said yeah, you gotta discard a card. Yeah, make sure you discard a card because some people forget that effect.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the other effect?
Then the activate main, you can crit a life, and then all your battle cards with overwhelm stay out for the turn. And then with this effect, you
you have to do that before, huh?
Yeah, you have to do this before you activate any type of overwhelm. So
yeah, so that they stay on field.
Yeah, so right when you start off your overwhelm, you always want to just declare that, crit a life, and then you move 2 battle cards from your warp to your drop.
Okay, that's pretty solid.
So it just sets up basically your overwhelm 3 when you want to crit the life. And unison we play for Demigra. This card is literally just the heart and soul of this deck. If you literally don't see this, your turn, if you don't mulligan for this, you're gonna have a really rough time with this because it just sets up everything. It sets up your overwhelm, and then when you play an overwhelm, you burst 1 and you gain wormhole for the turn, and then he has a +1 ability. You move 2 cards from your warp to your drop, and he has a -3. You get to choose 2 battle cards, 7 or less. Doesn't matter which battle cards, they just have to have overwhelm skill. So that's really nice.
Alright, so his auto and his plus effect set up a overwhelm 3.
Yep.
And then tagged along with your leader's auto. That's overwhelm 6, huh?
Yeah, so basically,
That's
anytime you want to do an overwhelm, you're guaranteed for an overwhelm 6 for your next.
And like you said, you basically want a mulligan for this card. But the backside of this leader basically says that card's in your hand at all times. So if, like, let's say you're not seeing it in your hand, you're at turn 2 or something, you've had to swing twice with this already, just bursting. Maybe you burst it, you do an overwhelm 6 or something, you get your 8 in the warp, you awaken at that point, and then you can just pay 1 and play it from the warp.
Exactly.
And you do have pretty good pitch targets that I know of in this deck that you'll bring up later on. So it's not that bad having to pitch 1 for it.
Exactly.
It's almost like having Mega in hand at all times, huh?
And it's really nice too because if people just swing into your unison, you're like, okay, I'll just tap 1, discard a card, and just play it back. It's never really gone, honestly, unless they somehow put it back to your deck. And we're gonna go with the negate package. We're gonna do 2 Kai, 3 of the blocker negates, and 1 petrification. Kai, very explanatory. Stops 2 attacks. With some of the overwhelm package that I run into in here, it's recyclable. I can just grab it back with the overwhelm.
Absolutely. And it's live turn 1 most of the time.
Yeah, literally turn 1, swing lead, overwhelm. Yeah, like how you said, a live turn 1.
And then you just get that 1 overwhelm 3 in, and then you got 3 in the warp. And
I was playing this deck a couple times. I'm thinking about adding another petrification. There's been so many times where petrification just saves me from literally like almost like Kai, just 2 attacks. I just have to pitch a card, and it gets rid of ignoring barrier and those pesky on-swing autos. So.
Absolutely. That card's really good against a lot of cards in the meta right now. And then obviously the demon support, that card's unexplanatory.
Yeah, literally. 5 life, play a negate the attack, play a blocker.
Yeah. And your leader rips down, doesn't it?
Rips down to 6, but
you just gotta take 1 damage.
Yeah, but what the nice thing is, if I really want to set that up, if I want to
just crit on the turn you awaken.
Yeah, if I want to tap myself out and put on some pressure and still have a little bit of defense for that, I can just crit the life and then bring myself down to 5 to make this live and whatnot.
Yeah, that's actually that's good. Yeah, that's really good actually. You got a lot of control over putting things, turning things on.
Then we obviously.
He said, yeah, and then once I crit myself down to 4, I have this card life.
Exactly. We have what is it? Super Kamehameha. This is for your flood negates, or just honestly, I've used this card just not even for flood negates, just for 3 or less. There's a lot of times where you can just hit cards that just have those pesky on-play autos like Videl. You can hit this with Videl because she's an on-play auto.
Yep, you can definitely hit
this with a lot of U7 majority because there's 3 or less.
Yeah,
the 17.
That card's pretty good against U7. Absolutely, I agree with you on that. Yeah, there's a lot of 3-drops in this game that are good. Even against your deck, like warp and a 3-drop coming into play would be amazing.
Exactly. And then super combos we run Goten. Yeah, Goten. If you have 5 or more in the warp, you get a 10k boost and you draw a card. So he's pretty live.
He's live turn 1, turn 2.
Yeah, turn 1, turn 2. Depending how
you awaken early on this game with this deck most of the time. I've been versing you nonstop with this deck, man.
Yeah.
You're awakened on turn 1 or turn 2, depending on if you go first or second.
Exactly. So I was thinking about, like how I've been saying, I've been playing this deck a lot. I don't know if I want to do a 2-2 split. I've been liking the Goten because, like how you said, I am awakened at a high life. So if people want to pressure me while I'm at high life, this is just really reliable instead of using my super combos when I'm at 4 or less. Yeah. And just my little spice attack. I always want to search my super combos. It really sucks bursting them because I am a burst deck, so just bursting 3 is really rough. So this is why I just added Trunks, just a 1-drop searcher. There's a couple targets where I will show that I can get this Trunks. So obviously I can get my super combos with it. Put this guy here, we can get all this overwhelm package right here with the one-drop searcher.
That's actually really good. What does he grab? 4 or less?
4 or less, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So these are my little, just my little weenie overwhelm little package. There's just overwhelm 2 or overwhelm 3. I'm thinking about doing a 2-2 split on this right now, but for right now I have a 3-1 split. I know it's very weird. It's very cringing. I apologize.
Yeah, we were talking about when we were building this to do a 2-2. And then I remember you telling me after testing, you were thinking about going all crit.
Yeah, just all crit, because honestly, which you'll see in a minute, a lot of my overwhelms I feel like have a lot of crit based damage, so I just feel like that's really just nice, denying your opponent resources, because no one doesn't want to take a crit in the beginning of the game. They would rather take a double strike because that's just 2 more cards to hand and stuff like that. It's more value. They would not rather take a crit because they would want to take that life in the early games. And then Vegeta, he's just nice. He sets up my next overwhelm if for my next turn if I don't have anything else to set my if I don't have like an overwhelm 3 or 2. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you do it late game too, like tagging that with your leader skill, it just sets up overwhelm 6. Yeah, like if you don't have your units on board.
Exactly. This is my dark overwhelm package. This is not my I can't say my overwhelm package, because with the leader, if you're on their front side and you try to dark overwhelm, you won't get your draw effect, so it has to be overwhelm. So if you ever want to play him and try to get your leader effect, you have to overwhelm first and then have your unison on board to dark to potentially to dark overwhelm into him.
Well, you can also, I just thought about this actually. You can also crit the life and make him technically a dark overwhelm anyways, you know. Because you can just still do a tattoo overwhelm, call him as an overwhelm, set up your wormhole, and then if you critted the life, he stays on board anyways.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, that's actually nice. I actually like that combo. See? Well, that's something new. But yep, everybody knows the Mega.
Yep, that card's amazing.
Literally, really good.
It's probably one of the best turn 2s for this deck.
Warp a battle card, and then you draw a card, and then on swing they warp a battle card or warp card from their hand, and it's 30k beat stick. So 2, not bad. I feel like 2 of. I'm thinking about 3, but I feel like 2 is pretty solid.
Yeah, 2 is solid, especially with the removal nowadays. You don't want to have to be tapping too much energy for your boss monsters.
And then for more overwhelm package, we got 2 Man on a Mission, Son Goku. Double strike crit, overwhelm 6. It's really nice. Like how I was saying earlier, I get overwhelm 6 really easy when I overwhelm, because it just, my leader just sets it all up. So just having that double strike crit, no one does not want to take that. And then just one of, we got SS3 Vegeta. He's just my little barrier removal. If I have a battle card, or if my opponent has a battle card that I really can't deal with, or they just got barrier.
Yeah, he's very needed.
Yeah, that's why he's just one of.
Yeah.
Then more overwhelm package. We got 3 SS4 Son Goku and 3 SS4 Vegeta. This just helps me, or I got 4, my bad. I'm silly. We got 4 SS4 Goku. He just helps me pick up my overwhelm pieces, or like I was saying, my negates. He's literally my go-to overwhelm target, just to help me set up for my next turn or whatnot.
And he's at 30k.
And 30k beat stick. Yeah, that's not bad.
And then Vegeta.
And Vegeta, obviously, your opponent chooses one card in the hand, warps card, and then 30k beat stick.
So him following up things like Demagra is just really nasty.
Yeah, if I have Demagra on board and then overwhelm with him, Yeah, opponent just warped too. It's not bad. Not bad.
And like we said, if the maker sticks and you're doing that every single turn, you end up taking a lot of cards from hand because this deck is aggressive, and of course, aggro is another form of hand destruction in general. So
exactly.
And I also noticed like your playstyle, you always end up overwhelming that card out when you get floodgated just to take one more card from hand and then just pass.
Just to try to deny my opponent from resources, so they'll have to think more on what they'll have to charge and what they'll have to do, because this is all just like it's math at the end of the day too, you know. What you want to charge, what you want to bottom deck, or anything, you know.
Oh yeah, the one-off thwarting. I don't know if we talked about that or not.
Oh yeah.
The one-off thwarting, obviously. Everyone knows about that.
Obviously, everybody knows that. Got hit for a reason. Thwarting. Then this. I feel like this is my little bit of my negate package. I love this card because it just, with SS4 Goku, I can just pick it up easy, and then, like I said, if I have my Unison on board, I can just tap 1, overwhelm 6, basically stop my opponent from...
So not only are you getting a 25k and a 30k on your turn, but you're stopping their next turn as well.
Yeah, and... I really like this card instead of like Oceanus, because a lot of people can just counterplay Oceanus. So with this, I feel like other than blue, no one can really counterplay this. I'm almost guaranteed to get this out, no matter what.
Absolutely. It's a 25k, so yeah, most counterplays won't send that to the drop.
Yeah. And it's a 6 drop, so yellow can't really...
And you have a really spicy... like chain of effects that I'll have you bring up later.
Oh yeah.
That you do with that card to me all the time.
It's just nasty.
It is pretty nasty. So.
Obviously, if you're not playing this in black, you're trash. Just saying that. Sorry, trash.
Facts.
Everybody knows what this does. Mass Saiyan. If someone's swinging in quad, double, anything, you're just like, nope. I'm just gonna tap 1, crit a life, stop the battle. And it's really good for overwhelming, because you, like I said, I got a couple pitch targets, like you'll see in a minute, for the cards that need to be from my drop, so I can send them to my warp.
Absolutely.
And it's 30k beat stick.
Yeah, he refuels that drop too, so man, it always helps getting those next overwhelms going.
And then for some add Trunks. These are some of my pitch targets for the Boo effect. This guy, I'll just add him in here. This, you play this from the warp, deflect, dual attack, and then on swing, he takes 3 battle cards from your warp to the drop area. So these are usually my targets. With his effect.
Yeah, you'll see how often he uses that card. Like in our game that we got on camera, dude, I think you use that every single turn. Yeah. Because you are using most of your battle card plays are coming out for free because they're overwhelms.
Exactly.
And then you're using your energy for Boo almost every turn to draw cards. So it's always really effective.
Exactly.
And like you said, it's a pitch target, dude. So like if you have to pitch for petrification, perfect. You know, if you have to pitch for literally anything, it's perfect. Like we said, your leader effect is almost always gonna make sure your unison's in hand. So all you have to do is either burst one of these, or you have your opponent kill one, like towards in the drop or warp.
Yep.
And all you gotta do is pitch. These are just pitch targets at this point. You're just gonna want this in your drop or warp so you can play them from them areas.
Exactly. And then like sometimes with my Boo effect, like when I overwhelm and then move 3 from the warp to drop, I'll put this back to the warp, pitch this to draw 2, because this has to be, you're gonna play this from the warp, so it's just basically just setting it up to get up into the warp.
Absolutely, just filtering out your hand. You don't want that card in hand. You're never gonna pay 5 for it.
Exactly. And then everybody knows Got's permanent. If you gets removed from your battle area, just removed from your battle area, I think. Yeah, it's removed from game instead. And another spicy one we got SS4 Bardock. My teammate Wub, shout out to Wub. got me really on this card. There's been so many occasions where I wanted to play this card, but there's just been I've been just terrified of charismatic.
Yeah, you've been versing a lot of green lately. With Sell on the Loose and the new green cooler deck, it's just been hard for you to get this in play.
Yeah, but this card, do not sleep on it, is super nutty. Double strike. You tap 4 for it if you have 15 or more cards in your warp. Activate main. You can if your life is at 1, you can switch this card to active mode, and then once per turn, you can add 1 card from your life to your hand, and then you can when your opponent tries to negate, you can just basically just counter it with this skill.
Absolutely. And this card is, of course, like we were just talking about, is not like an overwhelm. So like we were saying, all the overwhelms are free, so of course he can use his leader effect to crit a life to get him down to like 2. Play himself some overwhelms for like try to beta counterplay or whatever it is, and then play this for 4.
Yep.
And then of course with your auto, if you're swinging and you're at 3 or 2 already,
Yep.
you can use your auto if they negate, rip yourself down to 1, and then use your active main to make him a dual attacker basically.
Yep, exactly. And another 30k double strike. It's not bad. Not bad. And then obviously
30k double strike dual attack with essentially a counter.
Yes. Very nice.
Very good.
And then obviously, if you don't run this, you're trash. You always want to run 1 Champa in any deck. Doesn't matter. This is literally one of your game enders. Could be on your leader, Unison. Don't run Kai. Mistakes are made. I'm not gonna say who it is, but mistakes are made. Run Champa. And
I play Kai. I'll clap you with Kai.
And then the secret is Supreme Kai brainwashed. And then she is a double strike servant for 1 energy. So basically, for 1 energy, you have 50k double strike. You just have to have 3 or more energy to play her. And then for another energy, you remove her from the game. And if your opponent wants to attack with a battle card or Unison, they have to crit a life. I love this. This card has saved me so many games, has won me so many games, and like how I said with the setup that Texan has said, with this, it literally saves you 3 turns because you're gonna be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna overwhelm 6. You can only swing 1 time with the battle card. Cool, that fizzles. And next turn, you're like, cool, I'm gonna tap 1, do all this. Now, if you want to swing with a battle card or Unison, you got a crit a life. I'm like, don't want to do that. And then next turn, you just follow it up again. So basically, with this combo, you can get
not only are you
turns.
adding a massive amount of pressure with 2 overwhelms a turn, and not mentioning anything that actually sticks on field off your leader effect, but you're stopping turns over and over again without actually even using negates from hand.
Yeah, and like if it's hard, like let's say if you don't have him in hand, you can always just pick him back up with him.
Yeah, so that's so nasty.
And
if he doesn't stay on field like with your leader effect and he warps himself at the end of the turn, you just overwhelm this next turn and play him again.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, very nasty. So, want to talk about any more experiences in your matchups? Because I know this deck is actually a profile for technically 2 weeks because you've been actually playing this for quite some time now.
Yeah.
You've been doing 2-1 multiple occasions.
Man, I feel like my roughest matchups is just green and blue.
Just worrying about battle card removal, basically. Huh?
Yeah, because they got charismatic, they got dormant. It's just my deck is literally just wants to punch, and if you got a flood negate, it just kind of just stalls it out, you know. But it's not bad in the long games. Like it helps with boo and stuff like that. So if there's certain cards that you don't want,
you're good at stalling too.
Yeah.
You got that. Like you just explained, you got that setup where you can stall 3 turns as well, and you can start that at any point of the game when you need to.
Exactly. And then one card I did want to mention, I was thinking about adding. I forget what card it is, but it's that 1 Trunks that.
The overwhelm 3?
Yeah.
Time regulator, draw 2, warp 1?
No. You
No, it's the one that searches anything from the warp.
Yeah, you can get any.
Oh yeah, to pick up your secret, right?
Yeah.
Yep, the tap 2.
Overwhelm.
The tap 2 overwhelm. I know what you're talking
It's
about.
overwhelm 4, I think.
Yep.
Alrighty. So any shoutouts?
No, just just my teammates and all the guys at the locals. We all test, play, have fun, and that's pretty much what it's all about.
Alrighty, with that being said, guys, that was the deck profile. If you guys enjoyed this deck or my content in general, remember to hit all those buttons for me, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a video. And with that being said, guys, we will see you guys next time.